Imagine a world where the beauty of our oceans, rivers, and lakes is unmarred by pollution. Yet each day, a different reality unfolds. An enormous tide of plastic waste, the equivalent of 2,000 garbage trucks, relentlessly invades these waters, transforming pristine habitats into graveyards of plastic. This isn't just an assault on nature. It's a direct threat to the livelihoods and well-being of millions who depend on these waters. The impact of plastic pollution is complex and far-reaching, disrupting natural processes and the delicate balance of ecosystems. The journey of plastic is a tale of persistence. From its birth in factories to its endless wanderings in our environment, plastic refuses to vanish. It breaks down into microplastics, invisible but ever-present, with a degradation rate so slow it's almost timeless. In these tiny fragments, a persistent marine pollutant is born, one that outlives many other materials, accumulating in the bodies of marine creatures and in the very sediments of our Earth. But there's a glimmer of hope. With awareness and action, we can rewrite this story. It begins with us. With every piece of plastic we refuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Together, we can restore the harmony of our waters and secure a healthier, plastic-free future for generations to come. What is the impact of plastic on the environment? In our world today, a staggering 400 million metric tons of plastic are produced every year. Since 1950, a colossal 7 billion metric tons have gone to waste, littering our planet. This isn't just an environmental crisis. It's a threat to human health and our global economy. This crisis isn't confined to one place. Plastics embark on a global journey, from our lands to our oceans. Once they reach the sea, most stay close to our shores, altering coastal ecosystems and impacting marine life. Plastic debris doesn't just linger, it transforms our environment. It creates artificial habitats, inviting unique microbial communities that are starkly different from their natural neighbors. This change is more than skin deep. It's reshaping our ecosystems. But there's a way forward, a life cycle approach. It's about seeing the full picture and understanding every impact of plastics, from their birth to their final destination. We need to pinpoint the critical hotspots in production and disposal, balancing environmental concerns with socio-economic factors. Our fight against plastic pollution is also a fight for innovation. Improved waste management, efficient recycling, and smarter product designs can prevent plastic waste from reaching our rivers and seas. Every step we take in this direction is a step towards a healthier planet. Together, we can turn the tide on plastic pollution and forge a sustainable future. 3 harmful effects of plastics. Marine plastic pollution casts a long and ominous shadow over our oceans, threatening the very fabric of marine life. Each year, a staggering 14 million tons of plastic find their way into the ocean, representing a mere 0.5% of the world's plastic waste. This has serious consequences for a large number of marine species, such as dolphins, whales, and sea turtles. In their quest for food, they frequently ingest plastic, causing internal injuries and obstructions in their digestive tracts. Transitioning to the land, the story of pollution takes on a different but equally disturbing hue. Land pollution, primarily driven by the improper disposal of waste, mining, and littering, devastates the soil. Plastics, particularly microplastics, are notable culprits. These tiny particles, less than 5 millimeters in size, permeate various soil types, from arable land to paddy fields. Alarmingly, thousands of tons of microplastics enter our soils each year through sewage sludge, often used as fertilizer. This invasion of plastics not only contaminates the soil, but can leach toxic chemicals into groundwater and other water sources, impacting ecosystems and resources. But the tale of plastic's impact doesn't end here. Plastics, with their toxic chemical composition, pose significant health risks to humans. Workers exposed to plastic fibers face lung problems and reduced lung capacity, likely due to inflammation-related damage. The long-term effects of exposure to plastic particles are still under study, but the known risks are alarming. Birth defects, impaired immunity, endocrine disruption, developmental and reproductive issues, and even cancer. The chemicals in plastics can disrupt metabolism, alter immune and liver functions, affect puberty, increase breast cancer risk, and hinder neurodevelopment. Furthermore, incinerating plastics releases hazardous emissions, heightening the risks of birth complications, lung growth issues, and childhood cancer. How does burning plastic affect the environment? The act of burning plastic is far from a simple disposal method. It's a catalyst for a cascade of environmental and health hazards. Each time plastic is set ablaze, it releases a cocktail of noxious gases. Burning plastic liberates microplastics, bisphenols, and phthalates, notorious for their ability to disrupt neurodevelopment and interfere with endocrine and reproductive functions. These pollutants don't just linger in the air, they seep into our water and food supplies, especially around incineration sites. The consequence? There is an increased risk of cancer, birth defects, and other severe health impacts for those living nearby. The air pollution resulting from burning plastics isn't a mere inconvenience. It's a direct threat to respiratory health. The most effective solution to mitigate air pollution is reducing waste production. Waste-to-energy systems, while seemingly efficient, may actually discourage waste reduction efforts and often end up competing with recycling initiatives. If you're enjoying what you're watching so far, why not hit that like button right now? And if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Is plastic the main cause of pollution? Shifting focus to plastic pollution, this environmental scourge is fueled by our reliance on single-use plastic items, bags, bottles, trays, and food packaging. Not to be overlooked are personal care products and paints, which shed microplastics into wastewater. Unlike other waste forms, plastic's defiance against decomposition means it can persist in our oceans indefinitely. This issue isn't confined by borders. It's a global challenge. Developing nations in Asia and Africa are especially affected, often grappling with inefficient or non-existent waste collection systems. Yet, developed countries are not immune, facing their own battles due to low recycling rates and ineffective plastic collection methods. Addressing plastic pollution requires a concerted global effort. It's not just about managing the waste we create, but rethinking our approach to plastic use, championing recycling, and embracing a culture of sustainability. This shift isn't just for the environment's sake, but for our health, our communities, and the future of our planet. Why should we stop plastic pollution? Tackling plastic pollution is not just a matter of environmental responsibility. It's a critical step in the fight against climate change. The connection between plastic and greenhouse gas emissions is undeniable. Each stage of plastic's life cycle, from its production using fossil feedstocks to its disposal, contributes to the acceleration of climate change. Achieving ambitious climate goals, like reaching net zero emissions, hinges on drastically reducing these emissions. The impact of plastic on biodiversity is equally alarming. Over 90% of assessed marine species suffer the consequences of plastic pollution. The image of marine life entangled in plastic waste is both heartbreaking and a stark reminder of the inhospitable conditions created for native species. But it's not just our oceans that are under threat. Freshwater and terrestrial ecosystems are also bearing the brunt of plastic pollution, leading to a worrying decline in biodiversity and hindering the ability of these species to provide essential services to humanity. In this battle against plastic pollution, every action counts. Individual choices, like saying no to single-use plastics and embracing reusable alternatives, play a crucial role. These consumer-based actions can significantly reduce the amount of plastic waste we generate. However, the fight against plastic pollution is not a battle that can be won by individuals alone. The private sector holds immense power in this scenario. Businesses influence every aspect of plastic's life, from its production and distribution to its disposal. Their active involvement is indispensable in reducing the environmental footprint of plastic. But the most effective strategy lies in collaboration. Governments, businesses, and individuals must unite in their efforts to combat plastic pollution. This triad of power can bring about meaningful change, preserving biodiversity, and helping us inch closer to our climate change mitigation goals. Together, we can turn the tide on plastic pollution, safeguarding our planet for future generations and ensuring a healthier, more sustainable world. Let's look at these 3 organizations that are committed to stopping plastic. Back in 2009, this initiative called Plastic Pollution Coalition, PPC, kicked off. It's all about opening our eyes to the impact of those one-and-done plastic items we often use. Big names like the ever-talented Bette Midler, the iconic Martin Sheen, and literary stars Richard Ford and Margaret Atwood have thrown their hats into the ring too. They're helping spread the word and making a real difference. In 2013, an 18-year-old young guy from the Netherlands decided to tackle one of the biggest challenges out there, cleaning up our oceans from plastic waste. It's probably the largest effort of its kind ever. And guess what? They didn't stop at the oceans. They've expanded to cleaning up rivers too. This project is seriously one of the most daring and exciting environmental endeavors happening right now. In 2007, a noble mission called The Story of Stuff started to shake up the way we make, use, and get rid of stuff in our daily lives. They're all about helping us be more earth-friendly. How do they do it? Through these eye-opening videos and a bunch of petitions that really get you thinking. They're shining a light on the not-so-great ways a lot of our stuff is made and used these days. How do you think we can make a difference in combating the environmental impact of plastics in our daily life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content.